Be there in a second, YouTube. Davy V TV, Davy V with you. Long bike ride. Hello, thank you, man. YouTube. So this is something that I'd like to start doing more of in the show. I'm thinking of the 90s when I had my cable access show. This is something I want to start doing more on the channel. And what better place to start than right in the town where I live. One of Rochester, New York's longest. This is actually Brighton. Hello. Longest cold cases. The Brighton, New York axe murder case. And tell you a little bit about it. Beautiful day here in Brighton, New York. And I want to try to do this as respectful as possible. So this is 33 Del Rio Drive. And hello. This is a public area, ma'am. You can call the police. I'll wait. I'll wait till they come. Ma'am, I'm across the street. Why? But that's you. Are you aware? First of all, you don't have to disrespect me. I've been respectful to you. You don't have to curse at me. No, I am being respectful. Do you know about the right to record? This is in public. I'm not on your property. Please call the police. Please call the police. Please call the police. I'm going to wait. You'll bring what? You're going to sick your dog on me? Maybe I should call the police. Please call the police. I'm going to wait. Are you crazy? This is a public street. This is a public street. This is a public street. Ma'am, it's a public street. Call the police. This lady's absolutely nuts. So this is 33 Del Rio Drive. And this was a scene of a very disturbing murder in 1982. And it's amazing. I'm coming here. I'm on a public street. I'm on my bike. This is literally a public street. I have not set foot on her property. And this lady comes out, threatens to turn the dogs on me, threatens to call the police on me. This is unreal. I'm going to walk right here. I'm leaving my bike. Again, just to document, I'm on a public street. So this is Brighton, New York. And I'm going to stand right here. This is 33 Del Rio Drive. And this was the scene of, in 1982, February 19, 1982, James Krosnick arrived from his job at Kodak. And he claims to have found his wife. Well, he did find her, but he claims to be not involved, obviously. But his wife, Kathy Krosnick, who was 29 years old at the time, was in the bedroom upstairs with an axe embedded in her head. And I'm just going to ride around here a little bit. Unreal. Some people are unbelievable. So, again, on February 19th, 1982, Kathy Krosnick was killed in her home. She was found in her bed with an axe embedded in her head. And their 3.5-year-old daughter, Sarah, was left in the house, obviously during the murder. I'm going to stand right here. So basically, he arrived home. James Krosnick arrived home at in the morning. Not sure exactly the time. By the way, I'm going to put some links here. This lady's absolutely incredible. She came out literally threatening me. And so it's one of Rochester, New York's coldest cases when it comes to murders, especially. And honestly, she threw me all off. She completely has thrown me off by coming out here. Hopefully this woman receives the education. Absolutely, where I'm waiting for it. Thank you. Unreal. And the crazy thing is, I'm going to put some links later. 48 Hours, the TV special, just did a story about it a year ago. They had a good friend of mine, Stephen Hunt, who's an investigator with the Brighton, New York Police Department. He was part of it. So was a retired investigator, Liberator. And it's just amazing, amazing. I couldn't believe how she came out, but it's all on video. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to wait to see if the police show up, and hopefully they can give her an education on the First Amendment right to record. It's amazing. I'm not even on her side of the street. In other words, I could be. I never set foot on her property. I'm across the street. And it's just unbelievable. So, yeah, that definitely has thrown me off. So we're just going to hang out here, and maybe I'll come back another time, and maybe we'll do another video. Now it's become a different story, you know what I mean? Now it's become a story unto itself, where this lady literally threatened to sick her dogs on me and also to call the police on me. Came out cursing. It's all on video. I'll make sure to edit it later and in a way that it shows. Unreal. We're just gonna hang out here a little bit and see if the police show up. I guess I'll continue trying to tell you a little bit about the case. So again, I've repeated it several times, but on February 19th, of 1982, James Krosnick arrived from his job at Kodak in downtown Rochester, New York. By the way, we're in Brighton, New York, just outside of Rochester, New York. And he found his wife, Kathy Krosnick, 29 years old, in their bed, in an upstairs bedroom, with an axe embedded in her head. I missed that, but hopefully it's a message of support. I couldn't catch that. So, because anyone that's on the side of this woman is very disturbing. I have the First Amendment protected right to record, and I'll be honest with you. If anything happens to me, I will definitely file a lawsuit against whatever police agency I have to. So, so basically, the couple's 3.5-year-old daughter Sarah had been left in the house all day, most of the day, with her dead mother in the room. Brighton police interviewed Krosnick. They at one point, shortly after, he refused. He got a lawyer. He refused to speak to the police. He moved out west. And again, I'm giving you kind of the details. I'm going to put some nice links in this video later. So basically, it became a cold case. He moved out west. He remarried at least 3 more times. And basically, in 2019, I believe, fresh pair of eyes, new administration at the Brighton, New York Police Department and District Attorney here, Monroe County, New York District Attorney, opened the case. They arrested James Krosnick, and they charged him. And then he was convicted. He has since passed away. But it's an interesting case because all along there was another suspect, which was part of my plan today. My plan was to go close by over here, just literally like a 5-minute walk. There was another suspect all along that I believe police looked at, but then at one point the details, basically it was a convicted rapist and criminal, ex-con, Ed Larrabee. And I'll show you the apartment here hopefully soon where he lived. It's right down the street, literally about a 5-minute walk. So he basically was a suspect. Some people suspected him of the crime. But at one point, because the guy was in and out of prison like for about 32 years of his life, Ed Larrabee spent behind bars. And at one point, what happened was he confessed to several crimes, including the murder of a woman in an apartment complex up here in this area. And one of the murders that he confessed to, I guess he was getting like some special benefits in prison. So he confessed, and one of the murders he confessed to was Kathy Krosnick, right here at 33 Del Rio Drive. And basically I'm sorry, I was getting a message here. Basically, he confessed to the crime, but according to the Monroe County, New York District Attorney's Office, as well as Brighton, New York Police Department, the details that Ed Larrabee gave about the murder scene here, right, on 33 Del Rio Drive here in Brighton, New York, didn't match the details of the crime, and especially not the description he gave of Kathy Krosnick. I believe he said she had black hair and was kind of heavy set. And she was not either black hair or heavy set. She was a thin female, white, with blondish hair. So I guess they never continued to look into him. And they went back into, the focus was on the husband, James Krosnick, who again was later convicted. And again, for those of you who missed it, hello. For those of you who are missing, she came out of the house screaming, threatening to sick her dog on me, threatening to call the police. So basically, I'm waiting here to see if the police comes because I'm exercising my First Amendment right to record. So this is exactly where we'll remain. We'll wait here a little while longer and see if the police show up. She did threaten to call the police on me. And we We here on Davy V TV, we don't run from anything. We're doing nothing wrong. I'm fully in my rights. I'm on a public street. Actually, in the town that I live in, Brighton, New York. Not that that matters. I don't care if it was West Bumblefuck, Africa. But we're going to stay put here because I'm fully within. I'm going to move out the way a little bit. I'm going to move out of my way, out of the way of traffic here. But I'm not even blocking. I'm right on the grass here, just to make sure that that cars can see me. I'm telling you, people can be so petty, and then people wonder, oh, why is this guy Davy V always preaching and always talking and always going on a rant about the First Amendment right to record? What's wrong with this guy? What is his problem? What is his issue? Nobody cares if he records or not. Well, apparently people do care. And the ironic thing is this house has been featured on 48 Hours. I'm going to add the link here in a second, in a little bit when the video loads, when this live stream uploads. And again, I never even set foot on her property. It's all on video. Again, people, anyone interested in exercising your First Amendment right to record, always please know, make sure that you're within, make sure that you're following and you're within all the parameters when it comes to the First Amendment right to record. And especially never set foot on somebody's property, obviously, unless you're invited or, that's different. But I'm saying if you're just coming to cover a crime scene or something with historical, meaning and history, obviously, always make sure that you're, away. There's no reason to be obtrusive, be in somebody's face, which I did neither of them. I don't do stuff like that. In fact, when you'll see this video, when this video plays back, if you see it from the beginning, one of the first things I said was, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can be. So we'll see here. We'll hang out a little bit and we'll wait here and see if anyone's coming. I'm gonna park my bike here. So and we'll park right here. We're on Del Rio and Carverdale. Beautiful street. There's my bike on a public street. And yeah, for those of you who missed it, I had the owner, or I don't know if she rents or she owns the house, of 33 Del Rio Drive come outside screaming, threatening to call the police on me, threatening to let her dogs loose on me. Basically threatening to have her dogs attack me for being on a public street, on my bike in a public street, filming the house from at least, what's that, about 150 feet away probably. So, unreal. Hello? Do you live there? Oh, okay. No. Sorry. I just had a lady threaten me for exercising my First Amendment right to record from across the street, not on her property. She threatened to have her dogs attack me and then to call the police on me. And this is the site of the murder many years ago. And the place has been featured on news and everything. So that's so I'm waiting to see if the police come. Oh, okay. You're doing it now? Yeah, I'll probably move then. Thanks for the heads up, bro. Well, they got the exterminator here. They're going to be spraying. What we're going to do is we're going to go down the street. Again, I don't want to leave because I don't want to make it look like, oh, I'm leaving before the cops get here. No, I'll wait. So I'm actually going to wait down here. I'm going to wait down here to see if the police come. And unfortunately, guys and girls, I was excited because this was going to be it's a very disturbing incident. So I want to make clear what I mean by excited. But I'm trying to bring new content to the channel. And one of the things that I've thought about for years is covering kind of true crime but in a different twist. You know what I mean? Not like everyone else is doing it. Kind of put my own style to it, or whatever you want to call it. And obviously, what better place to start than my own town that I've lived in for the past close to 20 years, Brighton, New York. So we're gonna wait down here somewhere where we're not in the way and see if the police come. I'm gonna wait right here somewhere. That way we'll see them if they. That way, if the police do come, we can see them coming from this way. Because if they do come, they would come right here. So. Just want to document that I am waiting for the police to see if they show up. And the house is right down there on the left. But one of the main intersections they would use is they would come this way. I'm sorry, I missed that comment. I'm over here trying to look out for the police, and I wasn't reading the screen. If you want to send it again, or anyone that wants to comment now, I got time to read. Again, for those of you maybe joining late, I'm in Brighton, New York. Not that it matters, but the town that I've lived in for the past close to 20 years, the town where I raised my kids at. And basically, and by the way, a police department that I've always defended. And I'm not saying that for points or to kiss anyone's ass, but it's crazy that a citizen of this country could be as uneducated to threaten me when I'm standing on a public street, to threaten to not only call the police on me, but also to let her dogs loose on me and attack me. So, and that's what just happened. I was thinking about starting to cover some true crime kind of stories and just building the channel, right? And growing the channel and adding variety, right? Evolving is the word. Evolving the channel. And a lady comes out, completely erratic behavior, screaming, cursing at me, yelling, telling me to get the F away from her house, that the murder happened more than 40 years ago, threatening to call the police on me for, doing nothing other than exercising my First Amendment right to record. And then she threatened to let her dogs loose on me. It's all on video. I will edit the video later, and I'll make sure to post it, especially the section where she threatened me. Actually, I just realized this is, I'm gonna park right here. Actually, we're gonna just go right up and down the street just to make sure that we definitely don't miss the police. I'm gonna turn here real quick and see if the police, make sure the cops didn't show up. That's the house over there. And I got no choice but to stay here because, again, I'm not going to run from something that I'm fully well in my First Amendment constitutionally protected rights to do, which is film in public. So we're definitely not going anywhere, but I'm going to go down here because if the police do respond, I don't know if she really called them, but she definitely threatened to call them. If the police do come, they will be coming from this direction. Well, I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking chances are they would come from this direction. We're on Westfall Road now and Del Rio. We're going to stay here, kind of. Well, this definitely turned into an interesting video, everyone. Definitely was not something I expected. We're going to go right down here. Man, you guys and girls are messaging when I'm riding the bike. Send your messages when I'm parked. I want to read your messages. I don't want to ignore them, but I wasn't looking at the screen. If they are coming, they would probably come this way. And again, just to be clear, at this point, I'm just continuing the live stream because she said she was calling the police, and I'm not running away from anything. I haven't done anything wrong. I was exercising my First Amendment constitutionally protected right to record on a public street, never stepped foot on her property. It's all on video. So I advise any law enforcement agency to tread very lightly. I have no problem filing a civil rights violation lawsuit against any agency. Any agency at all. Been there, done that, trust me. And those of you that know. Those of you that know. Message retracted. Why would you retract the message? I'm going to be honest with you. And if I'm wrong, well, then I apologize. But I don't think I am. If you left some bullshit and now you're retracting it, please stay off my channel. If it was a mistake, then I apologize. But seeing somebody retract a message is usually a sign that they regret what they said or they said something threatening. So be very careful. That's something I do not condone on my channel, is threats or stalking. I've been through that for the past 30 years. So please be very careful and respectful. And if you can't comport yourself, or this is not the channel for you, then bounce. Keep it moving. He literally keeps typing the same thing because you haven't answered. Right, but I saw that it said retracted. That means basically deleted or taken back or erased. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just saying, I get haters and trolls and threats, and my kids have been stalked since they were little. Now they're grown. And trust me, it's a long story. But again, those of you that know that there's been multiple threats against me and my family over the years, which is why security is a big concern for me. So honestly, it's one of the reasons, not that it matters, but I'll just mention it here now in case anyone's wondering. It's one of the reasons why you might not see my face too much on videos. It's just a security concern. I'll get into at a later point, but it's been a concern for a while, over, about the past couple of years especially. Hello. Thank God for nice people, right? There really are some nice folks out here. But for that lady to approach me the way she did, with the vulgarities and cursing at me and using the F-bomb, threatening to call the police on me, threatening to let her dogs loose. Basically, she just threatened to let her dogs attack me for being on a public street. Is this the US of A, or what the fuck is going on? Excuse my language. So we're going to wait right here. Send that one again, please. Please send that one again. Every time I get a message, I'm not looking at the screen. Please send that one again. I apologize. I love the messages. I want to read them all. Please send it again. I know it said I love Rochester, or I'm from Rochester. I apologize. Send it again, please. If anything, I'll take a screenshot so I can see it later. But I apologize. I was looking away Again, for those of you coming on the live late, I was down there at 33 Del Rio Drive, the scene of a gruesome murder in 1982. That's been covered extensively, by the way. It's been covered on national news, documentaries. In fact, there's a Netflix film that was inspired by hold on. I couldn't. Oh, wait. I'm from Rochester. I support. Thank you. According to police, I screenshotted that one. I'll read it. I promise I'll read it later. I only read I was only able to read the top one. But again, now we're in a kind of awkward limbo situation here because and again, I'm just recommending this for me. You don't got to take all my advice, right? Or any of my advice if you don't want to. But as somebody who has basically been very passionate and vocal about standing up for your First Amendment right to record, and I'm talking long before it became cool, right? Long before everybody on YouTube. I mean, I've been doing this since the 90s, at least 10, 15 years before YouTube even existed. YouTube's been around since 2004. So again, I'm just telling you what works for me or what I've done. You don't have to take the advice or not. But once someone, and this goes for anything in life, not just recording, but once someone threatens to call the police on you, right, you should never leave. I mean, if you have nothing to hide, if you did nothing wrong, if you didn't do anything wrong, never leave, never run. That makes you look guilty. That makes you look bad. And like I said, I'm not guilty of anything. I was exercising my First Amendment right to record on a public street. And thank God for video, right? And people wonder, why do you record everything? That's exactly why. Always record. One thing I see a lot of YouTubers do too is they'll turn their phones off, like after an interaction with the police or whatever, they'll turn their phone off. Don't do that. Leave it on. You know what I mean? Don't turn it off. Leave it on. Let it run. And not sure what this guy's gonna do here. I know this has turned into a long video by now, but again, we're just letting the camera roll, which is exactly what I just said. Never turn the camera off, never stop recording, let it keep rolling. So, but later what I'll do is I'll edit the videos down. So what we're gonna do is, well, hold on, I don't wanna move yet. I don't wanna move yet because if they do come, they would probably be coming from this direction. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go around the block a little bit, or not even, we're gonna go back down that way. And again, cameras rolling, live stream is rolling. Davy V TV, thank you for tuning in. I'm old school. I say tuning in from my cable TV days when I had a cable show on Channel 15. Shout out to Channel 15, RCTV, Rochester, New York. Keep it on the real. Rochester, New York's hottest cable TV show in the 90s. Again, we're exercising our First Amendment right to record. Beautiful neighborhood. My kids had friends in this area. They did so many sleepovers on these streets. I mean, at friends, not in the streets, but at friends' houses. Especially my son, who played football for Brighton. He had a lot of friends that lived in this neighborhood. Beautiful houses, nice area. Here's the house again, 33 Del Rio Drive. Hello. And we're gonna stop right here for a little bit. No police has showed up yet, but we're waiting. And again, just to document, especially if you are passionate or are into the, standing up for your First Amendment right to record, right? Your constitutionally protected First Amendment right to record in public, right? Always document, always let the camera roll as much as you can, and always document with your voice too, not just video. Explain, just in case. You never know where these videos end up as far as if down the road you will need them hopefully not, but in the defense of trumped up charges or whatever, right? Which happens all the times to innocent people. That's why you see me and I'm always recording, always recording. Always. Even when it's not obvious. I'm not going to give away any tricks. Even when somebody thinks I'm not recording, I'm recording. And I'll leave it at that. So, but again, we're just hanging out here. And just probably the last time I mentioned it, but we came out here to cover the scene of one of Rochester, New York's longest cold cases, or oldest cold cases, I'm sorry. The 1982 murder of Kathy Krosnick, who was killed with an axe. She had an axe embedded in her head in the upstairs bedroom of 33 Del Rio Drive. And her husband, James Krosnick, came home on the morning of February 19, 1982, from his job at Kodak in downtown Rochester, New York, and found his wife in their bed, in their bedroom, with an axe embedded in her head, in her skull. The couple's 3.5-year-old daughter, Sarah Krosnick, had been left at home during the murder, obviously, and was there most of the day until James Krosnick returned from work. Brighton, New York Police Department investigators pretty much zeroed in on Krosnick from the beginning. He didn't really cooperate, at least not fully, and not soon after the murder, he moved out west. He remarried at least 3 times. Became one of Rochester, New York's, like I said earlier, longest, oldest cold cases, especially with a murder. He moved out west. I said that, right? This lady has thrown off the whole live stream, man, with her threats. So, police, like I said, so in 2019, they basically, they arrested Krosnick, right? They charged him and they convicted him a couple years later. He has since passed away in prison. But we're gonna, when we leave here, when I make sure if the police are coming or they're not coming, I'm going to ride down the street to a location that I mentioned earlier. It is where Ed Larrabee stayed. And some of you might be like, who the hell is Ed Larrabee? Well, Ed Larrabee, I explained earlier, was a rapist, okay? An ex-con, right? Who has served in total, Ed Larrabee served at least 32 years of his life in prison, in and out of prison, right? I believe he even served in Attica prison, which is about an hour here from Rochester. And he was also, for a brief time, a suspect in the murder of Kathy Crossneck. And at one point, he actually confessed as part of this deal he did where he confessed to a murder and to other crimes, and also a murder of a young woman here in the Rochester, New York area in an apartment complex. He also confessed to Kathy Crossneck's murder. But according to police, the details that he gave about the murder, right, about the scene, about Kathy Crossneck herself, did not match the actual details of the real crime. From her description, from her physical description. For example, he said she was heavy set and had black hair. In reality, Miss Crossneck, rest in peace, was a thin Caucasian female and had blonde hair. So the details didn't match. So I think it's for that reason that the police kind of moved on. They didn't really pay attention to the fact that he had confessed about it. They didn't believe him. They didn't think it was really him, right? He was making it up. So they zeroed in even more on James Crossneck. And again, he was convicted. He was sent to prison, and he passed away since. This is just a couple of years ago that he was convicted, which brought to a close, again, the murder of Kathy Crossneck, which up to a couple of years ago had been the longest, the oldest, or one of the oldest, I'm sorry, cold cases. I keep saying especially a murder case in the Rochester, New York area. So this is what we came today. We came on the first video that I want to do for this channel to open it up and evolve and just try other things, right? Other new things, and just bring different content to the channel. And literally some wacko starts threatening me, cursing at me, threatening to call the police. Then she threatens to sick her dog on me. In other words, to have her dogs attack me for being on a public street, exercising my constitutionally protected First Amendment right to record. Absolutely nuts. But those are the types of people that we unfortunately have living among us. People that don't even know their rights or respect their rights. Notice how I've seen people, there's people doing construction. There was a nice guy who gave me a heads up because he was going to do some spraying for bees or bugs or whatever the hell. He owns an exterminating company. People have come and waved. The construction guy waved. The guy, cutting his grass just waved. Notice how there's very certain individuals, and I'm saying I don't want to get too preachy, right, in this video, but I do want to mention this. Be careful in society. There's so much bad energy, right? There's so many people that are just, I'm going to say it, downright evil, or at least have a very, very nasty dark side, right? And those are the people that you have to, excuse my language, okay? I'm only saying this for emphasis. If I offend anyone, I apologize. Those are the kinds of individuals in this world, in this society, that you have to stay the fuck away from. Again, you have to stay away from individuals like that. Individuals who display a certain just evil, a dark side like that. How are you going to threaten someone? How are you going to threaten to let your dogs loose and attack a person who has done absolutely nothing to you? A person who is exercising their First Amendment right to record on a public street, in a public residential neighborhood. It's not a gated community. I'm not trespassing. I'm on a street. This is a public street. That is a public street. That is a public street. Amazing. And those are the kinds of folks and people, and you have to tell your kids about it. Again, I'm not trying to get long-winded or preachy here. You have to tell your children too that, without scaring them, they don't need to be paranoid, but there is a certain kind of individual and a certain kind of evil in this world that you need to do everything you can. Everything you absolutely can do, you must do to stay away from these sort of individuals. And it's just amazing. Absolutely disturbing. So I'm going to go around the block one time. And if the police have not come yet, I don't think she called them. I'm guessing at this point she probably was just saying it to say it. I could give two shits. I wanted the police to come, to be honest with you. I wanted the police to educate her. So unreal. Hello. Actually, we're gonna go back this way. I I don't mean to bother you. Now, just you live here?
I rent.
You rent? Just if you see me keep, not that I, just out of respect, I'm explaining to you why I keep riding around. Um, so this is a scene of a very disturbing crime years ago, and I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
She came out threatening me, threatening to call the cops, threatening to sick her dogs, have their dogs attack me. I was across the street on the street filming.
What, just now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. About a half hour ago, and that's why I'm kind of staying, because obviously the last thing I want to do is run from anything. But I don't think I think maybe she was calling my bluff or whatever. But
well,
I mean, people.
There were probably the 6 different owners since
Right.
since that all
Right.
happened.
But you got to understand, and I don't know if you're aware, the First Amendment right to record, you can record from public. You know what I mean? I can see if I sat on her property. I can see if I put foot. Never. Not even. I was across the street. It's all on video. Even her craziness. Oh, it's this will. Oh, trust me. I will upload 100 videos of her threatening me. So, but there's a way to do something.
I think they're trying to put the past in the past. I've only talked to them a couple
Right.
times,
But you know it's been everywhere, right? You know it's been on 48. It's been,
I've seen every.
there's a Netflix. I didn't even know until today. There's actually a Netflix movie inspired by it. I didn't know that.
I've seen it all over. I've seen it on every.
Yeah.
Show. You know, I rented over there for.
Nice.
That was when they were doing all those up. They were here filming, and I was watching them, and I was like,
Did she go off on that on the
new.
big cruise?
They've
Oh,
only
they're
been here
new.
since
Okay.
September. So
Right.
That's why I think they're trying to like.
No, I know. I mean, but again, I'm Cuban. In Spanish, we say any language is there's a certain way to do stuff, my
Sure.
man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look how respectful you're being. Look
Yeah.
how respectful people have waved to me. So I don't know. It's just there's a certain kind of folks, and God bless her. Maybe she's having an extra bad day. You know, I don't know. But there's a certain kind of like people that you gotta kind of be careful. I mean, how you gonna threaten somebody
Yeah.
who's on a public street to let your dogs out and attack that person?
Yeah, that ain't right. I mean,
But
well, good
I
luck.
just wanted to say hello. At least Hey, listen, I wanted to have a good interaction with at least one human being, man, because it makes you kind of scratch your head like, man, this is crazy. It's the and I'm very.
Putting up with construction here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. Well, thank you, my man. God bless you. Hey, you're doing great work, man. Looks great. Thank you. So no police has arrived yet, so we'll probably be leaving. Hello. So this is the property where Ed Larrabee lived. And again, if you missed the earlier live, Ed Larrabee was a convicted rapist and ex-con who lived here in 1982 at the time that Kathy Crossneck was murdered in her home, killed with an axe, had an axe embedded in her skull and her head. And at the time, down the street, so that's literally, if you see that traffic light down there, it's literally, I mean, we're talking less than a mile from where Ed Larrabee lived right here, again in 1982, to where Kathy Crossneck was killed in her home, in her bedroom, in her bed, on her bed, 33 Del Rio Drive. Right off this, in other words, right down the street, basically. So this is Westfall. Westfall, and literally right past the light, right past that light over there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Hold on. Hey, Davy, outsider, what's good? Finally caught one of your lives. What's up, my man? So this is the house where Ed Larrabee, or the apartments where Ed Larrabee lived. And right down there, there's a traffic light where you see those cars. Just past the traffic light on the left is Del Rio Drive, specifically 33 Del Rio Drive, which is where Kathy Crossneck was killed. So just wanted to show you guys and girls here where Ed Larrabee lived, to kind of complete the live stream. As always, thank you for watching Davy V TV.